Hello and welcome to,
Hey, we like your pod.
and we're going to tell you why. Hi, it's Dawn here, and I'm joined, as always, by my trusted partner, Matt Pickett. And this week, our very special guest, Justus McKing. It's so good. Just look at that smile. What a winning smile. Hi, Justus.
Hey,
welcome.
Welcome.
Doing good.
Thanks for having me. Like, for real. Hey, I think I met you guys like maybe not even a year ago. I know it was like during the season last year, and we kind of I would say went back and forth, but we had a good discussion about Packers Twitter and podcast, and so that's how I was introduced to you guys, and to be here with you right now. Hey, I'm feeling great, so I appreciate y'all.
Yeah, we love that you're here and joining us. I've been looking forward to this. I think the way how we started connecting and communicating was that, if I remember correctly, and tell me if I'm wrong, I think it was because we had posted like our top, Packers content creators, and you're like, kind of a white group, you guys, and I was like, oh my gosh, you're so right about that. We had a nice discussion. I think you brought some different people, people of color into our awareness, some folks to check out, and it was an excellent, bunch of recommendations, and I just thought that was awesome that you spoke up and said something. Really appreciated that, and ever since then I feel like we've had a really good rapport, good communication going and stuff like that. So just really cool to finally meet you.
Oh, same.
Yeah, and thanks for that, because we're trying, man. We're trying. It's hard. We even try really hard to go like male, female, like get enough females on. But we used to do like every other type of thing, and I can't remember how it's.
You might say, yeah,
well,
we
try
a long time alternating with men.
Yeah, but sometimes it's hard. I think that for whatever reason, it's not always easy to get the people we want on because of scheduling. But yeah, well, it's so good to see you. And the first question I always ask Matt, but tonight I'm going to ask you first, and then we can go to Matt, is how was your week?
Oh, it's been great. I won't, I guess I won't fully, how people say dox yourself or whatever like that. But I work with middle school kids, so it's like the end of the school year. We got like 11 days of school left. Same as Matt, and Matt does music. So I don't know how music teachers, you work with every kid in the school probably, and you probably have like 50 kids at the time. It's just so amazing. So, shout out to you, Matt.
Well, I will say I actually haven't been a band director for a little while now, but yeah, back when I was, dude, end of the year was hard for band directors, because if you have a performance at the end of the year, especially like if you have to play at graduation, trying to get the kids to focus when all the other teachers are like, you know what, it's the last week of school, let's watch a movie, like that is difficult. But that said, man, working with kids this time of year, like they're squirrely, they're ready to go to summer break. Bless you, man.
So yeah, that's how it's been.
Yeah. I remember elementary school. We had an operetta every year at our school, K through 8. And when you're in 7th and 8th grade, that's when you get to have parts. So and I can't remember how, maybe it altered. Anyway, for some reason or another. So it was Cinderella.
Okay.
And everyone thought I was going to be Cinderella, including my parents.
Oh, no.
Well, I had a nice voice, and I was in 8th grade or whatever. I don't know. Maybe I was I can't remember. But someone else got picked for Cinderella, and so I had to be the fairy godmother. And the teacher said, and it was actually true, the fairy godmother had harder parts. There was still a lot of singing.
That's what they told you to make you feel better.
Really?
No, that's what I know. I was like, okay, sure, whatever, and whatever. I did my job. My dad was so proud of me. I never think about these things. It just popped into my head. But I loved but did you both, so you do middle school, Justus, and did you do elementary or middle school, Matt, when you were a band director?
Oh, a little of fifth through high school along the way. Very
Oh,
sporadic.
okay. Well, that's a lot. Yeah, that's a lot. Well, good. How was your week, Maddie?
That was my Matt Wiki. Having a good week. My kids finished their school years today, actually. And the summer orientation season at UC starts like really in earnest next week. So after the 3-day weekend, it's kind of like plunge into the busiest part of the year for us. So Justice, because I work as an academic advisor at the University of Cincinnati. So actually, and I just noticed today is the 10-year anniversary of living in Cincinnati for us. Like we bought the house 10 years ago exactly. So 10 good
Oh,
years in Cincinnati. No plans to move away. We love it. Really happy here, and still really happy working at UC for that matter. So yeah, stuff's good. Can't complain.
I
Oh,
like
yeah.
it. I like
How was your week, Dawn?
My week was good. I feel like the Montessori school here that's on our property goes like for a while longer. Like
Bummer.
months, a couple more
Oof.
months.
Well,
Yeah.
Cincinnati Public Schools starts like in the middle of August, so that we're done a
Yeah.
lot sooner instead of like starting after Labor Day, like some schools do. So that makes a big
Yeah.
difference. It's like the Labor Day Memorial Day sort of gates. No school can really
Okay.
go like from one to the other. It's going to overlap in one direction or both
A
directions
little.
just a little bit. So
I feel like they start in middle August too, though. They must go longer at Montessori. I'm going to have to look into this. You're just making me think about this. It's like, because they still have their full garden out there. They haven't done their farmers market yet. So, yeah, I think we got a ways to go.
Dawn, they do like
Not-
a little kids farmers market. Do they?
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
That's cute. I like that. So cute.
Oh, it's so cute. They're growing it back there, and I'm always down there getting my stuff. They're so happy. I don't think they get a lot of customers. It's a small area, but it's really neat. Yeah, they grow it and all that. We have a lot of, it's California, so
Yeah. No.
they walk to the beach every day on the, yeah.
Wow.
I want to go to school there. Sounds
Yeah,
You
it's
know?
nice. Even the little tykes go.
good. Mhm.
They go at separate times, but it's really cute. Yeah. Look at Mark. Anyway, I'm doing okay. Broke my toe, so we've got matching toes now, Matt. And and I'm limping, so I pinched a nerve in my back.
Oh, geez.
Oh no.
Man.
I
You're like, I'm good. Half of me is broken. What?
good. Oh man. Okay, but I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm happy. I'm happy that we're getting closer, 1 week closer to the real football.
Yeah.
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 I
can't
OTAs,
believe it.
really exciting. Loving to see
Oh my
the
gosh.
little snippets and interviews and stuff. And even the social media content. They had a couple little funny things
Oh.
they posted. So
Man.
Yeah, Coach Matt did his presser.
mhm.
Things are looking up. Things are looking up. I'm excited.
Did you guys will see that video that the Packers social media did with Carrington Valentine laughing? Did you see that?
Yes.
Yeah, I did.
That was
Yeah.
fun. I
So
liked that a lot. I
good.
was like, give us more of that kind of stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's got
Yeah,
the
they mix it
best
up, yeah.
laugh.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, he does. He's got the best laugh. He's super cute and contagious too.
Yes.
I love that.
Yeah.
Love it. Okay, so maybe I just had a question in my brain and it just went flying right out.
Oh no.
Oh, I also watched a little bit of the NBA. The Bucks aren't in it anymore, but so we have. So now I'm rooting for the Timberwolves because that's what our Aaron Rodgers doppelganger is wanting.
Sean's a Timberwolves fan. Is that right? I didn't know that.
Oh man, how could you miss it?
I think because the Timberwolves fandom on my timeline on Twitter is completely the Brohioan, the guy I've talked about, who's also a Vikings fan.
Right.
He is like very, very excited about them right now. So
Okay. It's been fun. I wanted the Knicks to beat the Pacers because the Pacers beat the Bucks, and I'm just petty like that.
oh sure, no,
But
sure.
I have a lot of friends in New York too who wanted the Knicks, and they were so badly beat up, like injuries galore, and so they went to 7, but the Pacers are still in it. But then the Pacers now will get beat by the Celtics, I would think. Although their game was pretty close.
Mm.
I don't know. But I don't want to see the Pacers anymore.
Oh yeah.
No,
Wait,
not
yeah.
Pacers, Packers instead.
That's right. Just add a K. Hi, Ivan. Hi, Spades.
Justice, what were you about to say there? I think we just cut you off. What were you saying?
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, I will say, what's the score of the game? Is it over yet?
Oh, I know. And then I forgot I was watching. My neighbor called me, and everything chaotic happened here. Let me look. Let's
Man,
do an.
shout out to Ivan though. That's my guy on Twitter.
Oh, Ivan, what's the score?
We'll see if Ivan knows. There you go.
71 Pacers, 77 Celtics.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, close one.
Yeah, kind of close. It was too close for the Timberwolves.
Oh, that was an amazing game, though. That was really.
I know, it was really exciting. Yeah. It was like, I mean, basketball is so fast. I can listen to a basketball game though. I can't listen to volleyball. I have to actually watch it. And the volleyball is now done. The championships happened, and it's done now until the next season. So, and once the NBA is done, then I'll be like, okay, I'm ready for football.
So Dawn, the volleyball is just getting established now. Do you know like what the like beginning and ending months are for the volleyball? Do you know?
It's kind of like the opposite of the NFL. They started playing, well, they just ended, and it's May. I think they started, I have to look. I forgot. I can look that up too.
There you go.
I think they started playing in February, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, let me just double check that.
Yep. Shout out to Veronica Stone.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, February 1st was our first game here, our first game in Atlanta. Mm-hmm. February 1st through like May 15th-ish. Yeah, she's my girl. She is on the San Diego Mojos, the local team. So excited about that. It's ridiculous. Jordan came to some of her games. He was at the last one.
Love that.
Yeah, and that's really good. And I don't know, did you watch any of the volleyball, Justus?
Oh, no, I didn't. Honestly, no, I didn't. I mean, I followed it, on Twitter and stuff like that. But
yeah,
I don't know. What do you catch games like that at?
Well, the first, because it is the first year, the Volleyball Federation live streamed them all on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
For free. Yeah.
I'm not up on all that. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. I was sharing it. I don't know, but not the finals. The finals were on CBS Sports. But that was only a couple weeks. The whole season was, you could get every single game. So even not just in your own territory and stuff. So that was really neat. Nice. Oh, wow. That'll change, of course, as soon as
eventually, Hopefully I'll check some out next year if they still do that. I mean, if it's that easy to watch.
Yeah, you can replay them too if you want. If you miss a game, it's YouTube, so you can just play it when. So yeah.
Yep. And then the Olympics this year too. That's might give it a little boost. I'll watch Olympic volleyball and stuff like that. Like
yes.
So that's gonna be.
Yeah, so some of the girls left their teams right before the finals to go try out for the Olympics. I was surprised they let that happen. Like, wouldn't they have known? I don't know.
I don't know. It's kind of bad timing, I guess, though.
It is. I mean, a lot of these were the top players.
You got to let them, follow their Olympic dreams, I would say.
Yeah.
So it's
Don. Why can NHL players? Why can the NHL suspend their season and the volleyball and the women in volleyball can't?
There you go.
No,
they're still feeling stuff out, I guess. But
right, yeah,
that was a Twitter. That's a Twitter argument that people, somebody will say that. Well, that is a good argument, though. So yeah,
it is. True. Never thought about it. I mean, they probably. I don't know. You would think they'd have thought about it because it's the Olympics year, but. I think Ronica could have gone. She could have tried out for because she's one of the top players. Yeah, she's like number 2 in serves and side outs. She's pretty high up there. For a part of the season, for a good part of the season, I think she was number 1. She has a really like nasty side out. Like what that means is she can just spike that thing and no one's going to get it. It's going to go out to the out to the side. I'm so good at it.
No, I can imagine that.
I'm sure that's what it means. Anyway. All right. Okay, Justin. So we love to get to know our friends better, our Twitter Packer friends better.
Yeah.
And usually what we do is we start by reading out the Twitter, which is your Twitter Twitter biography. And your Twitter reads Extend Jordan Love, which, by the way, it's Extend Jordan Love until Jordan Love is extended, right? That's because you said that. You made a post about that. And then it goes back to extend, right?
Right. And originally it was Extend Coach Matt LaFleur. This was a couple years ago. So that then, once he got extended, I just kept extend. And,
okay.
Yeah. So that's the origin story with that. So
I love that.
Now we're at Extend Jordan Love right now. So
all right. I love that. That's great. So now we know. And it's at Justus McKing. And I love this too. This is my sports diary. That's just perfect. You don't need to say anything else. And it is, and that's why we love following you. And you're, I'm guessing from, and you can tell us more about this, but you're residing in Milwaukee. Yeah? Where the Bucks live?
No. Oh, no, not anymore. No, I'm from Milwaukee. I'm originally from Milwaukee. So
okay.
I'm down right now.
I'm from Racine, so we were neighbors.
Oh yeah. Yep.
But I've been gone probably longer than your life. I've been gone a long time. Okay, so we love that you use your Twitter account as your personal sports diary. And we also love to talk about Packer origin stories here. So you don't Wisconsin anymore. So tell us about your Packers your origin story in general. And then I've got some questions. We're going to drill you about how you became a Packers fan. Because that's the most fun thing to hear about. So
I love talking Packers. That's why I wanted to come on here with y'all because I know you guys talk Packers. So I would consider myself a diehard. I'm a diehard fan. I go to the games. I follow the team closely. I'm not like a top 100 Packer fan in the world. So if you want to rank me, I'm probably 80th percentile, maybe.
That's good. That's high.
Something like that. Yeah, I'm not like
that sounds right.
Yeah, I do wear makeup. I have worn makeup to the games. I wore a cheese head before, so okay. So
that's at least 82nd percentile, at least. So,
well, shout out to my guy, Classy Joe. That's my guy.
Hi, Classy Joe.
And actually, I want to give. Can I give a spoiler alert?
Go for it.
I'll give Classy Joe a superlative.
Ooh.
Okay.
But
hang on, Classy. You're going to be men.
He's like a Packer historian. We can talk. We'll be in spaces. Like I met Joe through Twitter. We just talk Packers football all night. And just we really love the team. He went to the Super Bowl before.
Neat.
2010. So he, that was a cool moment for him. So shout out Classy Joe, Ivan, Colin, everybody in the group chat, Bart, who else? Oh, Devin. This shit, I would have to open it up, but all the people I rock with on Twitter. I appreciate y'all. Back to my origin story. I'm sorry.
No,
you're good. You're good.
Right,
just carry on. So so you don't live in Wisconsin anymore?
No, actually, So I'm trying to I had wrote some notes for you and stuff like that.
All right.
I thought I could do it off the cuff, but I'll do it off the cuff. But so basically, I was telling you that my first Packer game was like in 1986. I remember. I was still in elementary school at that time. So, and I remember it was at County Stadium, actually, when the Packers played at County Stadium. I went to, that was my first one, but I went to a few games. And I think my last one was against the Rams. It might've been like, maybe their second home game. But that was like 93 or something. I just remember going to the game and, at that time you could bring stuff in the County Stadium. So we had we had like sandwiches, we had chips, we had everything, all kinds of the little juices, the little jug juices. It was a great time, man. And my dad, shout out to my dad. He's in the hospital right now. He just was he had surgery last week. He's feeling better. He's just recovering. Shout out to you, Pops. But he's like a 60-year Packer fan. Like he goes way back. Like all he talks about is Bart Starr, Jerry Kramer, Ray Nitschke, Willie Davis. That was his era. Well, coming up, as like as a teenager and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So really, to get to the point, he really, I wouldn't say at the time forced me, because in the 80s the Packers were just,
they're not great.
they were not great. And secretly, I think my team was the Raiders back then. So I just liked the silver and black or something. They just had like some kind of persona or about them at that time. But at that time, Raider games didn't come on a lot. They played on the West Coast. It wasn't like it was back, like now. So anytime the Raiders were on, I was like, oh, the Raiders. But anyway, but really, in the 1989 team, that was like my favorite Packer team. I won't say of all time, but I love that team. That's when I really, I was just, man, I love that team because I know we lost to the Bears a lot. And, my dad hated the Bears. He's like, I'm tired of losing to the damn Bears. Oh, I'm tired of losing to the Bears every year. And I just remember, I remember that replay game. Oh, my God. I never saw my dad so happy. Like, the whole house, we were just like, yeah, it's a team.
Oh, the Bears still suck game? Was that year?
Was it 89?
The after further review, that one you're talking about?
Yeah, Magic. Yeah, Magic to Sharp. Yeah.
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 I remember that one. That's good.
Yeah, from that point, after that year, I was like, really into the Packers, like collecting all the baseball cards, just getting to know all the players and everything. So, and then then from there, I got got to watch the team just grow and grow and into the championship team. So that was fun that era. And I think right now that you kind of get that same, I won't say vibe, but it's like a young team coming up. And we get to watch them, get to watch their journey, and hopefully it ends with a Super Bowl. A few Super Bowls.
So great.
So you started as a Packers fan because your dad was a Packers fan, and that's the thing we hear a lot about. I hear from a lot of people on this show is that there's this like family component of like passing down the fandom, which I think is really beautiful. I've mentioned before on the show here, Justus, that during Packers games, I'm texting back and forth with my dad. He's in Wisconsin. I'm in Cincinnati. It's a good way for us to connect. So I love that. When you think back on like those memories with your dad watching the games, do any other ones kind of like stand out to you at all? Or
I remember the 96 season, like it was the Monday night game against San Francisco when Robert Brooks got hurt. And I was like, it was Monday night game, like the whole family. It seemed like the whole neighborhood was there. It was like everybody, we were just in the house. And Robert Brooks got hurt. We were like, oh man, like, oh my God, like how are they gonna pull this out? And I think like Don Beebe had like, you just had like a crazy game or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
The stats of that game, Don Beebe maybe had like 10 plus catches, like 200 yards. Like he went crazy. So and then then that game just kind of that was like a tough time for that team. So that game just sticks out for me. Just so many just the games I've been to. I was going to tell you guys about my first game.
Yeah.
Okay. So my I want to take a drink too. And this, by the way, this is Chick-fil-A lemonade. Nothing.
Oh, no, it's all right. It's all right. I usually have an adult bev during the podcast, but not tonight. But I just have a big lemonade, and it was great. Anyway, carry on.
I could have had a Packers cup. I just grabbed this. I do have a Packers cup, but of course, mugs, cups. What you want? Shot glasses. I have. So my first Packers game. Shout out to my guy Antonio. He was my apartment manager, like in my first apartment. So I'm like, I was probably like 20 years old at the time, and he was older than me, but he just kind of took me under his wing and stuff like that. And he was a Packer fan too, so I would go to his apartment. We would watch the Packer games and stuff like that. And well, man, this is like a great. I love telling this story, but you guys remember the Monday night game with Antonio Freeman? He did what game? The Al Michaels game. Yeah. So I was over at Antonio's house watching that game. So that's how good of we watched all the games together. So, and that game sticks out too, because I was with my buddy Antonio. But anyway, so the game we go to a Vikings game. It's like September 23rd. I looked it up before the show, but my first Packers game, I'm like, oh man, this is like awesome. It's like I think it was 99. So I was like, man, Lambeau, and his family had season tickets, gold package, and they were like front row Lambeau Leap zone, like right behind the goal, everything. So I'm like, oh man, this is like so awesome. So one of the first meals I had, like I had got a beer. Beers were like $5 at the time. It was like 32 ounce. The game starts, first play or first quarter. Oh yeah, cheering. Spilled my beer. I'm like, crap. I barely had any took a sip from it. Get another beer. 5 minutes later, yeah. Oh, spilled my beer. I'm like, so that was like my first quarter. Spilled beer, but it was great. So then, basically, second quarter, it looked like it was starting to kind of rain. It was getting a little cloudy and stuff like that. Maybe we felt a few drops or something. So halftime come. I go to the bathroom, whatever. I'm coming back. I see Antonio and, his brothers and his dad coming up the stairs. I'm like, okay, maybe they, have to go to the bathroom too. They're like, hey, come on, we're going up to the luxury boxes. I'm like, what? Luxury boxes? I'm like,
dang.
Okay. I'm like, that's cool. I'm like, yeah, it's like, it's going to rain and everything. So, hey, let's go. So we're walking through the stadium. We're trying to find out where to go to get up there. It took us the whole third quarter. So the whole third quarter, the Packers are down. I'm looking at the TVs. I'm like, oh, like, come on, man, we gotta get back to the game.
Mm-hmm.
So we finally get up there. Luxury box is nice. I'm like, wow, this is cool. Like we were kind of like right above, like we were sitting. So I guess that's how the guy found us. He saw us. And like, so
nice.
But anyway, long story short, it didn't end up raining, but the winning touchdown, Corey Bradford caught the winning touchdown right where we were sitting. So I think I sent you a picture. There's a picture of him doing like a Lambo leap, like right where we'll be kind of sitting at. So
cool.
So you just missed it. You just missed it, right?
You just missed it. Right. We caught the end of the game. So that was my first trip Lambo. It was awesome, man. Cool.
What a good story.
I just enlarged it. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is.
Give that.
I love that. Okay, I will post that. I have to figure out how to post it. But yeah, that's great. Gosh,
Corey
what
Bradford.
a great man.
I haven't heard the name in a long time. That's a good one.
Oh yeah, that's how. Yeah, and Classy Joe posted Don Beebe went 11 for 220 in that game. Yeah,
that's so cool. Are you still in touch with your apartment, Antonio?
Well, and actually, the thing about Antonio now, he lives in Saudi Arabia.
So,
so he really doesn't get to watch the games. I talked to him last year or something.
Mm-hmm.
So he, his fandom kind of slipped off. But, he loves the Packers, but over there he doesn't catch a lot of games.
Right.
What he's doing, so.
So
it's probably. Go ahead, Don. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So this all was when you were living in Milwaukee, still, obviously, where it was accessible. And then when you were talking about County Stadium, you were talking about when they played in Milwaukee. The Packers played in Milwaukee, right? Okay, just wanted to clarify that. Yeah. I was just talking about that with a friend, an old timer.
Did you go to any of those games?
I haven't been in those. No, I never.
Games?
The first game I went to was just 2 seasons ago, so really recently. I'm not sure why I waited so long to do it, but it was awesome. First game I got to then was the game against the Cowboys when Christian Watson went off and got 3 touchdowns.
Ooh.
That was such a good game, and it went to overtime with Mason Crosby kicking the end field goal to finish that. The way the stadium erupted, like no one thought we were going to win that game, and come from behind and pick it up like that, and for Christian Watson to emerge, like a star. That was a good one. Yeah, that was a good game.
Yeah, and you know what, Matt? That game inspired me to go to the Thursday night game the following week against Tennessee.
Yeah,
and they laid the egg.
They really did.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
I was like, oh man, I got to go see this team. I'm like, Christian Watson 3 TDs. Like, I got to go. I have to see this kid. You know. And in that game, he did have a touchdown. He had a nice touchdown, like like in the end zone. So
that's when he was on. He had like 3 or 4 games in a row here where he's making touchdowns, at least one each of the games. Yeah, no. After the that Sunday game, I was super excited for the Thursday games. I was like, oh man, let's do this, let's go. And it was terrible. We actually were podcasting, and our friend Emma was on, and we were just watching it, going, oh no, what is happening? So bad.
Yeah, that was kind of a downer, wasn't it? After such excitement. Yeah. Well, I left Wisconsin in the mid 80s, but by then I went to games at Lambeau, but I don't really remember anything except complaining a lot. I wasn't a football fan at all. I did grow up. We would go up. I don't know if we went to games or not. I know we went to the practices and got to meet players in Lombardi, and Bart Starr was the quarterback at the time. But I went through a period. Well, I didn't really like football at all. I mean, we played it in the yard and that kind of thing. And we got to pretend, we were each one of the Packers players, like Bart Starr or whatever. I always wanted to be Bart Starr, and of course, I couldn't throw. But I can't throw anything. I mean, I can't throw anything at all. It's like I'll go to throw something, and it's like it flies off into the air, and I don't know why, because I'm pretty good. I'm pretty athletic otherwise, and I was good at tennis and stuff, but I can't throw a ball. Anyway, sometimes they let me be Bart Starr just because I was a kid, the youngest, and they let me. But anyway, so I didn't really watch until about 2007-ish, 8-ish. I met this elderly lady who was an absolute Packer fan out here, and she's from Connecticut. It doesn't make any sense, but she got me into it, sat me down, taught me about the game, and I went to the first. So I think the only game I went, because I was out here, was when Aaron Rodgers was a starter the first year. I went to his first game, and it was preseason.
Okay.
And then I didn't. So that would have been what, 2010? Is that 2010?
As a starter?
Yeah.
8, wasn't it? Yeah.
Oh, maybe 8. Okay, so that makes sense. 7, 8, and then I didn't go again until I went with Matt last year. We went to the Saints game.
Ooh.
With that ending. Yeah. It was so
terrible game until the very last quarter. And that was awesome.
It was crazy. And then we were sitting down when Jordan, and so we were in where the Packers were throwing into. So I kept feeling like that ball was coming right to me. I swear, I was like,
we were very close.
It's going to come. Really, yeah.
It was awesome.
It was great. I'm going to catch it.
Wow.
And that was quite the ending. And talk about, Lambeau erupting. Yeah. That was crazy. People were crying. It was great. So
wow. I mean, it was the biggest comeback in Packers history, I think, right? Or tied.
It was tied. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exciting comeback. Rough first half. Really.
Yeah, Matt and I were just like looking at. Yeah. we were like, oh, this is fun. Well, we were still having a good time, but it was like, is why are they even going to score? I think you said, Matt, one time.
Yeah.
I could at least get 3 points. It was scary, but it was a good time. Yeah,
that's great. Okay, so a story with that game. Mm-hmm. I'm wearing these glasses, right? Mm-hmm. So these glasses, I got these for Aaron Jones. Like, remember he was rocking these after on the sideline and stuff. Mm-hmm. So after that game, I had like a Twitter tirade, it was like a rant about fans. It was kind of like directed at Packer fans. Anybody who doubted me during that game, because I was saying we're going to come back, and the people were like, dude, shut up! Like the game is over. Like, what are you talking about? So when they came out, I was like, I told you we're gonna win. So they were like, and in the comments here saying, with those stupid glasses, dude, shut up, man. Whatever. So I'm wearing these glasses for you guys as a memory.
All right.
I love that. Yeah. That's awesome.
I never give up. Yeah. Like some people turn it off and whatever. I'm just so disgusted. I'm going to watch to the end.
I can't imagine that, because it's like you only get, now you only get 17 games at least. Yeah. That's not a lot of like time in a year for football to waste any minutes of it, turning it off for it's over. I can't imagine something.
No.
Even the preseason games, I'll watch them all the way till the fifth string is on the field till the end of those things.
That's what
I missed this. We've got a score. Boston has moved ahead 95 over the Pacers.
Wow.
I like it. Okay, sorry.
When I think back on that game, the Saints game, there's a lot of memories. Obviously, like being there with Dawn was huge, and like just seeing a lot of friends there, meeting a lot of people for the first time over that weekend. Hanging out with Dusty Evely the night before was awesome. But what I really think about the most was like, they were having a hard time connecting through the game until the end, but it felt like in the fourth quarter, just like there was a switch that happened, because all of a sudden Jordan Love looked like he was throwing it like relaxed and confident. Like it looked easy all of a sudden, and the guys were catching it. It just seemed like something was hard until the fourth quarter, when all of a sudden it just looked easy. and they're just scoring like, back and forth. And I mean,
Right.
it was like, okay, something clicked here in this game. And like, it obviously didn't stay good, the whole rest of the season. It took a little bit of stumbling to get it like really, consistent. But man, I remember that. I remember just being like, whoa, well, we got something here. Very exciting.
Yeah, and Jordan Love said that was the most, when he was asked in one of the interviews he did this summer, he said that, of all the games, which is the one that stood out to you, and he said that was the one where the team just started to really gel.
Yeah. You could see it happening in real time. It was
great. Cool. It was great. The miracles never cease at Lambeau Field, says Spades. And Spades is Classy Joe. Is that okay? I'm just making sure. Calling the
and hey, moniker.
Mona is in the house. All of you are strong. I watch sports games standing, pacing, and peeking over the hallway wall. The second team I'm rooting for starts to tank. Nah, that's just a coincidence. You okay? She's going to become a Packer fan now, I think. Mona. Packers.
Mona, come on board.
Sorry.
I'll say, Mona, come on board.
That's right.
Come on board.
Room for everybody. Room for everybody.
Okay, Celtics 102, Pacers 86, but there's still 7 minutes and 40 seconds left in the game. They're in the fourth. Okay. So you're no longer in Wisconsin. Where did you go? Why did you leave Wisconsin?
Well, I joined the Army in 2004. So I ended up at Fort Bragg. Well, it's Fort Bragg. That was Fort Bragg then, but now it's Camp Liberty now.
Okay.
But,
okay.
I joined the Army at the time, kind of, just getting my life, kind of going in a different direction, something like that. Kind of to challenge myself, because I played football 1 year in college at UW Platteville back in the day. And then after that, I was kind of just going, I wouldn't say going from college to college, but just talking to different coaches, kind of getting in that circuit. And then I was just pretty much done with it. But I was going to ask Matt, I don't want to get off track, but man, since Matt is an academic advisor, I was talking to somebody about it. Like with all these transfers, like the transfer portal and stuff like that, like how does that work? Because I know when I was transferring different colleges, it was a struggle for me just to get in one college, getting all my transcripts, all the paperwork. But these guys are like transferring like twice in a year.
So, yeah, it's super different process now. That's for sure. I mean, it used to be really hard for the athletes because they would there's only a certain number of times they could even transfer, right? I mean, it was like really restrictive, and now it's just kind of like open season. And one of my kids just joined me on camera. Hey, you going to sleep? You should be in bed by now, kiddo.
Oh, I missed her. Hi, kiddo.
Go get mom to get you bed then, okay? But yeah, I mean, like that process, they've definitely made it more like player friendly. That's for sure.
Yeah, and probably too, even with those restrictions, such that they are, it's also like back in the day, you had to have paper copies of everything and all that. Everything's computerized now, so it's probably not as cumbersome, I would think.
That's really true. You're not mailing forms in, and there's no.
Right.
Oh yeah, remember that?
My colleagues who are the student athlete advisors, because they have their own entire like unit of advisors that work with them. Very, very hardworking crew, I've got to say. Those guys have to work like during winter break when the university shut down because there's so many like students transferring at the end of the football season, and like all kinds of stuff, like a lot of action, a lot of moving parts then. And I feel bad for them. They talk about having to like work on like Christmas Eve and like the day after Christmas and like be right back into it, and they'll be in the office for like 10 hours those days. Like it's crazy.
Hopefully there's some comp time. Would you do that though? Wouldn't it be fun to work with the athletes, or no? Would you not do it because of the?
It's very different because the student athlete advisors have a sort of different relationship. They're more like they're handlers than anything because they they like make sure the kids go to classes. They have like study hall time. The kids have to be there like doing their work all together. They like a regular old athletic advisor probably sees their students like once a semester at least, but often just once a semester. These student athlete advisors are on the athletes like many hours every day, so it's much more intense, much more I don't want to say like hand holding, it's not that, but they're making sure the students are doing everything that they need to do so they can be, you know, in compliance, be able to be eligible to play, make sure they're, you know, on the right track, which I think is amazing. It's a lot of great support for them. And I like that they get that, you know, it's good for them.
Mm-hmm.
That's
No,
neat.
it's not sarcastic. I mean, like, good for them. No, it is very. It's really good
No,
for
it
them.
didn't come out like that. That's funny. So you stay. So you're still in the North Carolina area.
Yeah, so I live in the Raleigh-Durham area. You know,
Nice.
yeah, I've never been a fan of Duke or Carolina. Like I really hated those teams growing up. So down here it's crazy, like blue, you know, whatever they baby blue, Duke blue, whatever. It's just everywhere. So
Yeah.
we're really into it. So I mean,
Yeah,
it's up there with Packers Bears. You know, so you know, fan bases really hate each other.
So how far is Raleigh Durham from where the Panthers play? Where do they play?
It's like 2 hours.
Okay, so the Packers
Yeah,
come to
Charlotte.
the Panthers sometimes, right? So you can see those.
Yeah. I went to the game last year.
I thought so. Did you bring your daughter?
Yeah, I did.
Was that you with your cute little daughter?
Yeah, and I wore my hat too. That I wore with her too. So yeah, that was my daughter.
That was her first game, right?
That was her first game. Yeah,
I remember. Yeah. She is so cute. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay.
And before people question, you know, taking your kid to an NFL game, it's like Carolina. You don't have to know the stadiums. You know, like especially you know living away from Green Bay, I go to not a lot of road games, but I usually try to catch 2 a year at least. So you know, I've been to that stadium. The fans there are pretty cool. You know, they're not acting crazy or anything like that. So I knew it would be a good atmosphere for her. You know, some places I would see Philly, might be hesitant taking my kids to Philly.
Not for kids.
You know,
Gotcha. Or Raiders. You wouldn't want to bring them to a Raiders.
You know, Monday night game, something like that. No.
Although it might be better now that they're in Vegas, but I guess they're moving again. Did you hear that? They might be moving again.
They might be. I mean, it's very much might at this point.
It's kind of weird.
Wow.
Years down
to Orange County. So, yeah.
Could happen.
What?
Yeah, I did a thing on it a week or two ago. Your daughter was so into that game. It was adorable.
And that's
oh my God.
Yeah, like Matt was saying, like the fandom's kind of passed down. She really took an interest this year. Like I didn't force it on her or anything.
Right.
We just started taking interest, and we, you know, that was our bond. That was like our time watching the game together. She just gets that girl gets into it, man.
She was. She was. Her arms were up and everything.
Yeah. So I mean,
that was fun. It was fun.
You know, we would have tea parties. She would set up all her, you know, teddy bears, dolls, and stuff like that. We'll, you know, watch the games. She'll pop popcorn. We would watch the game and stuff like that. So, and I really wanted to take her to a game. That was a great experience. So, yeah, that's my shadow. You know, I love her. Actually, she just had her birthday too. So, happy birthday, sweet pie. 8 years old.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Today was her last day of school too, Matt. So.
Her too. Okay. Everybody's. Well, maybe I'm wrong. I'm going to have to find out downstairs. Okay. So is your dad back in Milwaukee still?
No, actually he moved down here.
Oh,
so
okay. Good.
He moved down here.
Good. Okay. Yeah. So you can see him and stuff when he's recovering. Okay, good.
So yeah, we want to, you know, I want to watch one more Super Bowl with my dad, you know, just like a lot of people, you know, so, but, you know, they want to, you know, have that moment. Because in 2010, actually, I surprised them. I flew up there like the night before the game. And, I walked in there, and this was like when flat screens were just not starting to come out. So I walked in with a big flat screen TV. They're like, Justus, what are you doing? Like, you know, so I'm like, we're gonna watch the game. That was a great game to watch. The whole family was there. That's a great memory to that game. So
nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's fun. Well, you've got some great memories. I love all that culture.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, the Packers have been a big part of that too. You know, I mean, it's not like saying I'm a diehard fan. That's like all, you know, all I think and, you know, eat, sleep, and breathe. But it's just the Packers have created so many great family memories for me. So that's why I love the team and, you know, supporting them and everything. So it's cool, man.
Yeah. Well, you know, like you think about like, you're talking about percentile of like Packers fans. I think there's a lot of Packers fans who don't really follow them in the offseason at all. So like, it's like, if you're paying attention, you're already like pretty high up in terms of like, you know, hardcore fandom, really. I mean,
True.
people who are like hanging in there, you know, getting excited about OTAs. That's like that's a pretty high level of like, you know, insanity of Packers fan right there, I think. So Justus, before I get further, I need to say something, man. You said you're in the military. Thank you for your service. I really appreciate you. That's something that I would never have the the courage to go do, you know, and so I appreciate your sacrifice, man.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's, you know, Memorial Day coming up too. You know, just, you know, our thoughts and prayers with all, you know, everyone who lost someone who served, and you know, it's a sacrifice too. You know, being a spouse or whatever, you know, being somebody supporting the military.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes they have to make sacrifices too. So, you know, shout out to them. You know, God bless America. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Much respect. Much respect.
Yeah, a lot of people forget what Memorial Day was all about anymore. It's just a part. It's like a barbecue day or something.
It's
It's
a
like,
grilling day.
no, Memorial is
Right.
solemn anyway. Yeah, yeah, and it's this weekend. I don't know why I didn't think it was
3-day
this weekend.
man. Yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna say too, it's no surprise that going to a Panthers game would be a lot of fun because, you know, if people watched Tom Grassi's 30 and 30 last year, one of the like most fun episodes was when he was visiting that stadium, and like the fans just seemed like just a ton of fun and really excited and really, you know, just I can't think of a better word than fun. I just said it like 5 times, I realized, but like seems like a really fun fan base.
Yeah, they're cool, man. Yeah, they're cool. If I ever have to cancel the Packers for some reason, Panthers are my next thing. But no, the Packers.
Hopefully that never.
You know, they're such a well-run organization, and not saying that they're flawless, but they're just classy. You know, they're a classy, first-rate organization. You know, so
that's right.
Yeah. Okay. I love the Packers. I'm sorry, the Panthers. I love all the cats like the Jaguars, but I love the Panthers colors in the logo too. Very nice. Very nice. The black and blue, but the light blue. It's very nice.
It's a good look.
It's pretty. Okay. So what are you, Justus? What are you most curious about for the next upcoming, like if you could pick one thing that has you, saying,
I mean, the defense. I mean, like, should I pick one thing on the defense or just like, I mean, it's several things on the defense. I mean, cornerback. It's just really, we just don't know how it's going to look for me. Yeah. So I'm curious.
Yeah.
Like, how's it going to look?
Right.
So, until, you know, I'm just waiting for training camp. So, yeah, I'm just curious how, you know, everything's going to shake out. Stokes and Valentine, the rookie safeties, you know, Keyshawn in the slot. How's Jair going to respond? Xavier. I mean, we have so many pieces. I mean, if they put it together, man, they could really have awesome defense. You know,
right?
So the way they're talking about it being like an attacking defense, like the opposite of what Joe Barry did. Like I get hyped just thinking about it. Like just to see them like playing aggressively out there. I cannot wait for it.
Yeah,
I get the impression that it's going to be super creative. You know how Matt is creative with the offense? I think that it's going to be creative with the defense, and we're not going to know from week to week because it's going to be based on the team they're playing, as it should be. So I think we're going to see a lot of different things, and to that point, I think a lot of people are going to be very critical and confused, you know, anytime it doesn't work. Well, this worked last week. Why didn't you do that? You know, that kind of thing is going to be going on. I just feel like it's going to be really flowy. I don't know. I don't know anything.
Disagree.
We don't. Yeah, we have looked a lot of pieces that are going to fit. You know, I mean, Carl Brooks. I think he could benefit from the system. You know, get him on third down, get him some. I mean, it's so. I mean. Oh man, they're so deep, really. If these guys like Kobe Wooden, if he could just contribute, you know what I mean, be a solid player. Van Ness, I mean, he can. We don't know how Gary's going to look in his defense. You know, Gary could be a double-digit sack guy in his defense. So I mean, Kenny Clark, his sacks could go up.
Matt's like,
I'm excited. Talking about
it's so exciting.
They have so much potential. That really, we can have a great offense and a great defense, and I'm just Super Bowl or bust. Period. Not even that.
100%.
They have that much talent. They're that good of a team that they can make a run to the Super Bowl. So I would be disappointed if they don't. But I'm looking forward to a great season. So
Yeah, and with an NFC North that's like might be actually good competition kind of
Right.
all around potentially. I mean, I feel like people are kind of looking even at the Vikings as being sort of the weak link of it, but they could be good. I mean, between Justin Jefferson and like, JJ McCarthy might be a really good quarterback. We have to wait and see, but like he's got a lot of potential. So, and their defense has been good, So I think even the like Vikings, they might even be good. If the Bears can put it together quickly, there'll be something in the Lions. Obviously, they've been strong for a little while now. So I'm just excited to have an actual solid division that we're in,
Yeah.
of like
True.
Packers and a bunch of little brothers. Which I mean, there's a fun to that too, but to have like a real good rivalry, that's more.
Yeah. Okay, Justus, what's your go-to if you have pre-game and post-game music genre?
Oh man.
Do you have a habit, or is it just all over the place, or not, or you're just doing tea parties?
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Yeah, because usually before the game, I usually take a walk before the game. Not anything.
So just get the stress out. And
get the stress out. Kind of burn some time before the game.
But I'm going to steal that. You know what? I'm going to take that. I'm going to do that. I'm going to totally steal that idea. Clear my head before game. I love it.
Yeah, like 10 minutes before the game, burn that last couple minutes, nothing's going on. The pregame shows are wrapping up. Or listen to a podcast. Or I don't usually, I'm trying to think who goes live though. Any of the stations, who has a live game day show for the Packers?
Oh, a show?
Yeah.
Like,
I'm not sure.
Like video or
no, like a station or a podcaster. I'm not sure if anybody goes live.
Well, I listen to Packers radio, and they have a pre.
Oh yeah. On WTMJ, yeah. Other than that, usually we do spaces too on Twitter. Sometimes we do a space before the game.
Right. Like your spaces. I need to join one of your spaces.
You got it. Yeah.
I know. So, I'm coming. I promise.
We'll do something legit. Yeah, we'll interview you. We could talk true crime too. I want to talk to you about that.
That
could be something. Just random topic.
I have some fun Packer memories and some interesting true crime observations. Oh my gosh. Loud Pack Twitter space. Is that what you call it? Loud Pack?
Yeah, Loud Pack. Yeah.
I like it. Okay. What is the thing, and we might have just answered it, you most appreciate? This is a two-part question, okay? The thing you most appreciate about Packers Twitter, and the thing you would change if you had the power to change it.
I appreciate, for one, like Packers Twitter, like the love, like people like you. I can shout out everybody on Packers. I don't, I just don't want to shout out. I'll shout out you guys, and then everybody else, who you are, you're doing your thing.
You
know what I mean?
You don't want to forget anyone either.
Yeah, exactly. So who you are, you're doing your thing. I appreciate your content that you're putting out there. The Pack, it's very at times the Packers Twitter is kind of technical. There's a technical side. Like you said, with guys with Dusty who they know they go into the playbook and formations, all that stuff, and then you kind of got like guys like me, the casual fan who may not get into that stuff, but we watch all the games, we love the team. Then you got some guys, some girls, people who just love the Packers, the whole concept of a small town, team. Going against all these big cities and just just our tradition, the aura that we have as an organization. That's why. What's her name? Mona. That's why Mona, come on board. We have all the aura.
Mona, yes.
And
yes, it's wholesome. It's well run. It's the only football team, NFL team in the league that's actually funded by the community, basically.
Owned by the fans.
Crazy, right? Not a corporation.
No Jerry Jones stuff. None of that.
Let them know.
Yeah, that's a big deal. It's a big deal in the history. You know what? I'll send her the what is it, a 7 or 8 part series of the Packer history thing.
There you go.
What's it called? You know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, Mona, I'm sending it your way because she might not be here anymore. Okay, cool. One thing, if you could change something, if you had the power to change it.
Just letting people be fans. I mean, like you said, Packers Twitter is mostly wholesome, but I'm from Milwaukee. Sometimes, that side come out of me, like, hey, y'all need to get yourself together, Hey, but sometimes I wish people let people vent more, unless they're just being, threatening the players or just being, whatever, just a total moron or whatever.
Right.
Sometimes, yeah, I just let people vent more. You don't even have to comment on their posts,
Right.
Yeah, if you don't, just let them go. You can mute them, whatever. You don't have to say. I just say when people gang up on somebody, say, you're just being too negative or just whatever. Just let them be. Hey, unless the person is, like I said, being just totally just incomprehensible. Just like, dude, what are you talking about? Like you're stepping over the line, bro. Like I'm gonna have to block you. Like, So yeah, I wish
like
people.
that.
Yeah.
So you're saying people could be more patient and more accepting.
Well, when somebody's kind of having a bad, yeah.
But definitely call it the knuckleheads. Like that guy this week who I don't think he's a Packers fan, but he was saying like, yeah, I don't think Matt LaFleur is in the top 10 of coaches, and everyone jumped on. I was like, you're wrong for these reasons. That was kind of awesome, but
yeah, I mean, if you're doing it in that way, that's cool.
Yeah, bringing the stats, bringing the facts.
And Packer fans, we understand this as Niner fans. Like Niner fans, y'all can KMA or y'all can. I do not like Niner fans. Sorry. Shout out to my guy Snap on Twitter though. He's a Niner fan. He's cool, but the rest of them, they are. Have you guys interacted with Niner fans?
A little bit, yeah. They're like underdog complex, like that whole like.
Oh, that. Yeah, I have a good friend who's a Niner fan, but I don't really talk about it with her on Twitter or anything like that.
Oh, they're feral. I wasn't gonna say no. Don't disrespect the dogs. I don't want to call them feral dogs. That's disrespectful to dogs. They are just animals. Like,
yeah.
We got to beat them. Like I'm so sick of them. We have to beat them.
Yep,
we have to.
We will. This is the year, man. You take them down.
Okay, Celtics 126, Pacers 110. I think it's almost over. There's 28 seconds left. Yay. Okay, sorry, I'm bitter. Okay, and our final question before we get to our superlatives is that we really appreciate your contributions on Twitter, especially. We love your great Twitter follow, and we hope everyone's following you after this show for sure, if you're not already. I mean, we're super appreciative of the time you're spending with us. So the last question is, who in your life supports you the most so you can spend time as a Twitter creator for the Packers community? Because we want to thank them too.
Oh man. So, I mean, just so many people like, like I said, my guy Classy Joe, Ivan. Let me see. I'll give you the whole list. My guy. Jesus. I tried. Wait, let me go. I'm sorry.
You're okay.
Ian. Yo, Yolanda. Our girl. Yo, Colin, Mike Rowe, Aaron Rodgers, Bart, Dennis. Jerry and Fire Your Job. So all those guys, we try to support each other.
Nice
and stuff. So
nice.
Those guys. Hope they're following Rose too. I'll like post their handles and stuff.
I was gonna say, yeah, put their handles out there so people can make sure to follow all of them. Definitely.
Yeah.
It's all the fans. So many. I mean, I probably had honestly 500 followers 2 years ago. Then I just started interacting with fans more. So, I'm on over 3K right now. So just all the people who follow me, usually I follow people back and stuff like that. So appreciate all y'all. I love hearing your opinions. I try not like you said, Matt, I do have more patience. I try, if someone's point is irrational, I try not to just jump on them. Just give them some time to, maybe present some facts to them or something, maybe a counterpoint without, jumping down their throats and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah. Having a discussion instead of an argument.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
I know what you mean about the Milwaukee, because Racine is similar, and sometimes I've been known to be a little harsh. It's like, it's just, when you're around, like, that's how we were. But you don't want to do that on social media, especially. I've gotten to the point where I just don't say much, unless I'm really annoyed or I'm just like in a mood, or I just happen to jump on and see something that irritated me. I'm like, but I try not to be too controversial with people. All right. So, hey, I am just heads up, Matt, and the audience. Justus and I had a little pre-chat about one of his superlatives, and I'm really excited about this. So let's get into our superlatives. Okay. You had one that we talked about briefly. Do you want to talk about that one first? Yeah?
Yeah. So, shout out to Classy Joe. And I told Classy to tweak this, but he was saying something like the 96 schedule and the 2024 schedule kind of like line up. Like, we played the Vikings in the same weeks. I think like week 4 and 17, and we did the same thing in 96. The Super Bowl is in New Orleans this year. The Super Bowl was in New Orleans that year. So we just like little coincidences like that. I think another one that we played the Ravens in the 3rd preseason game this year, and that year we played Ravens in the 3rd preseason game. So it may not mean anything, but it's just cool just to ponder and just it turns out that way.
Right.
Love that.
Right.
So shout out to Classy Joe for digging that up. And Classy Joe, he always has like little facts and stuff like that. So appreciate it.
I like that so much because it made me go back and look at that schedule. And of course, we will not be facing the Patriots in the Super Bowl.
No. Oh, not this year.
Team from the AFC East, perhaps. From New York.
Sorry?
I said a team from the AFC East, perhaps, from New York.
Oh, that'd be crazy.
Oh, my gosh. Bring it. That would be
storylines write themselves.
I don't think they'll do that well, but okay. I really don't, but you never know. You never know.
You never know.
You never know. You never know.
Okay.
Hope he can stay on his feet at least this time around. They played San Diego, which is now in LA. They're not doing that. Let me look what else. Did they play the Rams? No, they didn't play the Rams. We're going to play the Rams in the 5th.
No, they played the Eagles. I think that was another one.
Oh, yeah, the Eagles.
There you go.
First game, is it? No, they played Tampa. In 86, it was Tampa, then the Eagles on 9-9. Yeah, so pretty close.
Pretty clear.
What do you think? Do you think the creators... That's just a coincidence?
Probably. I don't know. I think it's fate. That's what it is.
It's kind of cool. I liked it. It made me go back and look at who was playing and all that. So,
Classy Joe said the Packers-Lions, November 3rd, same day as 1996.
There you go.
Ooh.
Yeah, 96. Okay.
I want to see if we won. I'm looking at what 11. Hold on, I'm going back too far. We won. The Packers beat the Lions 28-18.
Okay.
Go.
I'll take it.
Or in Green Bay?
Sorry?
Was that in Detroit or Green Bay?
They played Detroit. Oh, where was it? Doesn't say.
Okay.
Huh. It just says the score. I'm looking. It's got the stats. There's a lot of stuff.
Who was Detroit's quarterback? Was it Scott? Was it 19? What's his name? Oh man.
The Detroit's?
Yeah, Detroit's quarterback. Was it Scott Mitchell or?
Oops, I just looked too far. It was Machkowski.
Machkowski? Magic?
Oh wait. And Favre. Oh, sorry. For Detroit.
Yeah, he did play for Detroit. Yeah.
Did he play for Detroit? Okay, I got so confused.
He did.
Okay.
Wow, Machkowski was a quarterback that day. Wow.
Yeah.
For Detroit. Wow.
Yeah. He had 32, passes, 32, 15, 153, 0 interceptions, 1 touchdown. Favre had 1 interception, of course, but 4 touchdowns.
Ooh,
nice.
But, that's something they talked about a lot in women's volleyball, too. The ones that really have, especially for serving, the ones that are really good servers, they're going to have more faults. Mm-hmm. They go out more, because they're going for it. So I liked, I didn't watch a ton of football back then, but when I look back at what Favre was doing, it was a blast. Was it a blast when you were watching it? It must have been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
And my dad adored him. He never stopped talking about him. I'm like, Dad, I don't watch football. Okay. And now it's like, oh man, he's so fun.
Well, you go from like Mikowski brought a lot of like excitement back to the team. I was like, oh, we got something going here. And then I was like,
Right.
Favre was like that next level up.
Oh
It
man.
was super exciting.
Yeah. Then he went over to the Lions. I like that. Yeah. That
Yeah,
little
it was-
trend.
Yeah, a lot going on.
That's
Mhm.
a cool one. And it was Classy Joe that brought that up to you. Maddie, what's your first superlative?
Okay, my first one that I have for this week. So I have two different ones. I'll get to the other one in a sec, obviously, but they're both going to be a best schedule breakdown. So the first one, best schedule breakdown podcast edition, goes to John Meerdink, because what he did for like talking through the Packers schedule, he compared it to like a 17 course meal, and he talked about just kind of like how each like what kind of a dish each team is like this one is like the sort of like new experimental hip dish, and it's got like these sort of components to it. And then like this game, he's like, this is sort of like the boring old like thing that you've had a million times, you're kind of sick of. And like just the way he talked about each one, because John Meerdink has a great gift for like just talking expressively and with great imagination about things, and he just absolutely brought it to this episode. So it's one of my more favorite episodes of his that I've heard in a while. And you know that I love that show. Blue 58. Yeah, for a second there, my brain tweaked on me there. Blue 58 with John Meerdink. Such a good podcast. And this episode with the schedule breakdown is especially good. Highly
That
recommend.
sounds really cool. Did he have mac and cheese for anyone?
I don't think so, but there were so many, it's hard to remember. 17 different dishes he had to kind
Sure. Oh, I can't wait to listen to that.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Very fun episode.
Okay.
So Dawn, what do you got for your first one?
Okay, I'm not going to do that. Okay, I brought too many. Okay, I have a two-part-ish. It's
Okay.
it was this controversy about Matt
Oh yeah.
that brought me to this, I guess. But it's an article in, where is it? Oops, sorry, I'm scrolling back up. A to Z Sports. And the author was, where are we? Because there's so many things inside here embedded. I'm sorry. Jeff Becker, USA. Oh no, this is from Wendell. Wendell Ferrara.
Okay, I would say A to Z Sports. Okay.
How could I forget? Okay, so it's a really great. So it's titled, "After 5 seasons, the Packers have enough evidence to evaluate how good Matt LaFleur is." Okay, and I'm not going to go into it too much, but I'm just going to, some of the high points. He talked about him being an offensive guru. He said Matt LaFleur was hired by the Packers in 2019 with the idea that he could maximize Aaron Rodgers, but also transition into the next era of Packers football. So leadership was obviously a part of that big process, but his ability to design an elite offense was the main point. That's what he said. And he said about data analysis last year, according to data collected by analyst Steve Patton, LaFleur was the second best offensive play caller, considering personnel and market efficiency team constraints, only behind Mike McDaniel. You're like, he's not behind Mike McDaniel, but I think Mike McDaniel's pretty good. And then for quarterback maximizer, I like this term. One can argue that Matt LaFleur is a product of how good his quarterbacks are, but it's easy to forget that the perception around Aaron Rodgers was heavily affected by LaFleur's job. And he's quoting Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan said, "It has really showcased the kind of teacher that Matt LaFleur is, because I think you've seen steady growth from Jordan throughout the entire year." So this was back in April, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So it's a good article, and embedded inside of that article is the Mina Kimes show that was this week.
Yes.
Yep. And there's more to this article, obviously, than just that, but definitely take a look at it. There's a lot of video embeds inside of the article and Twitter tweets. And of course, Alex Rickland's misspelling of LaFleur's name is highlighted. So I thought that was really nice from Wendell. So that's like Wendell and Mina and many more. So that's kind of like a double, triple superlative.
I love like sort of something like, because that episode, of her show with Lenny, was a really good episode. They had a lot of good things to say about LaFleur. That one bonehead one said some stupid stuff, and people jumped on him. So then Wendell's like, hey, let's just talk about it. Let's
talk about it, right?
And Wendell's such a talented writer. We got to get him on the show at some point, Dawn.
Let's do. And by the way, there was a section on what he could improve, and I'm not going to even talk about that because he's perfect.
We're not going to talk about it, so people go and click on the story, get the some traffic for that one.
So, but no, it's a really very nice composite, but also some really good original thoughts in there from Wendell. So I recommend that. So, Anne, do you have another superlative for us, Justus?
Do I? Wait, hang on.
If you don't, it's okay. I didn't ask you how many you were bringing.
Oh, okay. I was just trying to write another one. No, superlative. Okay, yeah, one more. Of course. This is the most obvious superlative. All right, to Dawn and Matt Pickett. Appreciate y'all, man. Y'all are doing an awesome job. Seriously. Like, I hope y'all continue to grow, and you know what I'm saying, because you guys do so much. Like, you just talk about the Blue 58 podcast, just the different things you guys drop out there. Who knows? Somebody might check it out, and then that might be their go-to. They might become big fans of it. So appreciate what y'all doing. And I just really hope it grows.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, my fondest hope is that people do hear about the things we're talking about and check them out and find them as awesome as we do. Like that's what I really want, Yeah,
that's why we're here.
For the good stuff. So thanks.
Thank you.
All right, Don, should I do my next one?
Yeah, what do you have, Maddie?
All right, so now I have another best schedule breakdown. This one is artistic edition. So as you can already probably guess, I'm going to our friend Erin Alice with this one.
Right.
Her schedule breakdown was so good. It was different, Mark Murphy sledding memes, basically one for each different team that we're playing. And it was, every time she does something awesome like that, I'm like, this is the new best thing she's ever done. She keeps raising the bar. So it was exceptional. One of my favorite things I've ever seen. I laughed and laughed at that one. So awesome work from Erin as always, especially with the Mark Murphy, sledding memes. It was outstanding.
It was so fun. Did you see that one, Justus?
No, I didn't see that one. I know Erin's work though. Yeah,
she's
so funny.
She's so funny. And by the way, Erin, if you're listening or when you're listening later, congratulations on your promo. She had a promotion. She's a very happy girl, and that makes me happy. She's happy in her personal life and in her professional life. That's a lot to ask in this world. So I think that's great. Okay, so my final is a fraternizing with the enemy. This goes to Tyler Dunn from Go Long, and it's it's a 3-part series, I believe. It might be more than that, but it's all about Mr. Caleb Williams.
Yeah, check that out.
It's just kind of interesting. He has a lot to say. There's a really good illustration in that too. Speaking of artwork, I didn't know he was on the cover of GQ. Did you guys know that? In a red dress.
Yeah, red dress. I like that.
Yeah, he was. It's a nice red dress. I mean, it's anyway. I think he's a fashionista kind of glamour guy. Yeah, red carpet guy. So there's a lot there. Looking for what I highlighted though. Let's see. So part 1 was You're Up, Caleb Williams. Part 1, Falls Apart. So that title should just make you want to listen. Part 2 was Minnie Mahomes. So they're calling him flamboyant, eccentric. So I guess I didn't know any of this stuff about this man. Did you?
Not really. I mean, he paints his fingernails and people are being weird about that. And I think there's a thing about him wearing pink or something that people were up in arms about, which is ridiculous. But also I know that he grew up a Packers fan. So there's that.
I forgot about that. Yeah, he does do his fingernails and he writes something on his fingernails. I think that's the point. And it's obscene. It's like not nice. It's not family language. So
Darn
but
you.
But he does a hot pink, and then his lip gloss is hot pink, evidently. Red dress I mentioned. Some people are calling him a prince, a Trojan horse. I mean, this is very colorful. One of the things I highlighted in, I think this is in part 2, and this was one of the scouts who said, I just think he's different than what most people are used to. The guy is an ultimate team player, the ultimate competitor. This guy is who you really want leading your franchise. And he's, in another part of it, he said he's one of the true Generation Z quarterbacks that we've seen, and there's something wrong with you if you only find something wrong with it. So that was kind of nice. The history of the quarterback position in Chicago is a horror show. I loved that line. I could just, of course. And then that history is part 1 that I kind of skipped over. So if you want that, you can go there. But there's also the 12th overall pick, Cade McNolan, and Jay Cutler's 2-11 record versus the Packers. And speaking of Prince, he's talking about Prince. Bears fan would love to permanently forget the Super Bowl that featured the musician playing Purple Rain in a Monsoon, which was the best. That was the best. I mean, I love Prince. That night versus the Colts, Rex Grossman turned the ball over 3 times. Sorry, I'm laughing. So many special defenses have been wasted through this team's history. So you might want to read it. It's just kind of fun. And then that third part goes into the gap between Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels, and it's closer than you think. So yeah, it's a 3-part series, but they're all up now on Go Long if you're interested. But I always like to hear a little bit about the enemies, what they're all about. I didn't hear stuff about him.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the more interesting personalities I think we're going to have in the league, and obviously one of the more talented ones I think we'll see, as far as like fresh quarterbacks. So no, I'm excited about it. And Mona made the point here that she says don't think it's unusual for Gen Z males to paint their nails.
Nails.
Nails and nails. No, I think that's absolutely true and a good observation. So,
right.
Tyler Dunn is such a good writer too. I mean, I haven't checked that series out, Don, but I will make sure to read up on it for sure.
Great. And did you have 3 already, or do you have one more?
I have one more.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
All right, my last one for tonight then. Oh, you guys, this one is so good. Best player profile. Did you guys see this? This is Wes Hodkiewicz writing for Packers.com about Marshawn Lloyd. It's like a long form piece. You got to sit down. You got to put aside a few minutes to read it, and it's well worth it because Marshawn's story and like the sacrifices his mom made to like always get him like beyond everything he needed to succeed and grow and thrive and get into positions to, be part of the best teams and the best schools. And like, it was not easy to make that happen. His school that he went to high school at was 2 hours away from his house. Like just doing that to make sure he was involved with like a good program and like meeting the right people and coming up right it's amazing. I mean, it's as much a story about Marshawn's mom as it is about him, but just to like read the dedication and the competitiveness and the focus that he brought to everything and that his whole family did. I already love this guy. I'm already excited about what he's going to do. I mean, like just seeing some of his highlights too, the people who've been posting to Twitter here in the off season have got me excited too. So like, I'm ready to fall in love with this dude, once he hits the field, we see what he can do. So, and Wes is such a freaking good writer.
Yeah,
I
he
love
is.
reading his
He's
stuff
very
so
talented.
much. I mean, and a good dude too. I'll add that on.
So he's been around for a while. Like, wasn't he working at Acme Packing Company? Well,
he was with the Green Bay Press Gazette.
Okay,
He started for Packers.com, and he started with them. I wish I could remember the day off the top of my head or the year, but I know he's been writing about the Packers, for quite a while now. And I mean, his experience and his skill, it shows.
It was fun to see him do a half marathon this weekend.
Yeah,
did you see that?
I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, he said his kid did the last part with him, but I didn't see that. Yeah, it was fun. He's great. I did not read it. I saw you posted it, and I was like, "Oh, I got to read that," and then I never did. But thanks for the reminder. Yeah, he's really good. And so Where is Marshawn from? Where is him and his mother come from?
Ooh,
What
off the top of my
state?
head.
I feel like I know. Was it like Georgia, or did he go? Was he a bulldog?
You are asking me questions I don't know the answer to, Don. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
that's okay. That's okay if you don't know. Well, I can just picture Marshawn's mom and Jordan Love's mom watching games together.
There you go. Love that.
Good moms. Maybe she'll even move to Green Bay.
Ooh.
I
I
don't
would be
know.
surprised. I mean,
It sounds
she would travel to all of the college games. Like she was serious, commitment to just be there
Mhm.
for him
Mhm.
every single step of the way.
That's a big deal. Maybe she'll be like, what's his name, mom, and negotiate his contracts.
Oh,
I
Lamar
hope not.
Jackson's mom.
Yeah,
Right?
Lamar. Because let's hope not, because he'll never get like that. Took so long for him to get his
Oh, it's
contract.
ridiculous. I think it's
Yeah,
like Aaron Jones's mom, because Aaron Jones's family was always there for his games too.
yeah,
Which is always
yeah,
so cool to see that.
yeah. I have a really fun superlative for next week, and I kind of am interested in it. I was interested in it because of the running back position and thinking about Aaron Jones and stuff. But it's not urgent. Like it's a fraternizing with the enemy too, but it's
Okay.
really, really good. Kind of along the same lines of what Wes did for Marshawn,
So
but but not Aaron Jones, another running back.
Little teaser.
Just a little teaser.
Nice.
So where did we lose Justin?
Yeah, just
Oh, hey, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
Perfect.
I'm a podcast amateur. Yeah, I forgot my power cord.
Oh, you're okay.
No
You're
worries.
okay. We can hear you. Well,
That's
we're getting
okay.
close to wrapping up, right,
That's
Maddie?
right. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I want to thank you again, Justus, for joining us and spending time with us. It's just been super great to get to know you a little better and to see you and hang out. And do you have any final thoughts before we start wrapping up? Lost.
Okay. Sorry.
Oh.
Yeah, it's been great. In typical me fashion, it turned into an adventure at the end. But we made it though. We made it to the end.
Made it.
My power. Yeah. I got enough juice to make it to the end.
Almost. Well, we went a little long. Yeah,
we went
a little long. So that's
no, it was great hanging
understandable.
out with y'all, man. That was awesome, bro. I mean, that was great. If you guys don't mind, I'll be in contact with you guys. Hit you up and
Yes,
please do.
Sure.
you guys
come back again sometime.
Oh yeah, for sure. Anytime. We gotta get your spaces too, for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Both of you guys.
Yeah. Okay, Maddie, any final thoughts? You want to bring her home?
I'll bring her home. Yeah. I mean, just to say, of course, thanks, Justus. This was really cool getting to have a chance to get to know you better, get to talk to you. So, folks, make sure that you're following Justus on Twitter, and that's at Justus. That's JUSTUS. Make sure you got the US there. McKing, like it sounds, MCKING. So make sure you're following Justus on Twitter. He's a really great follow. You got to be on that. And so check him out there. And then, friends, we'd love to have a chance to interview you and shout you out if you're a subscriber and a football fan. If you'd like to nominate someone to be a guest on our podcast, please let us know. Our DMs are open on all of the social platforms. And folks, when you subscribe to our podcast, you help us to keep spreading the love in our community. And the best way to help this podcast grow is by sharing it with your friends and family.
Yes, Maddie, that's right. Because we love you. We're so glad to know you, to be fans of you, and have the luxury of being fans of the most storied team in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
We appreciate your support, your subscriptions, and sharing our pod. And we look forward to seeing you next week on
Hey, we like your pod.
Football in general comes down to discipline and people owning their roles. And when you aren't disciplined or you go outside the scheme, bad stuff happens.